Welcome back to Get Ready with Juanita. Today, I'm just going to do a little tutorial on how I got this eye look. If you'd like to see, please continue watching. Hi guys. So I've prepped and primed my face and all of that good stuff. And today I'm just going to switch things up again just because it's fun. I'm going to start off with my eye look, and it's nice to start off with an eye look when using, in my experience, eyeshadows that tend to have a lot of fallout, because if you have the fallout, then you can clean it off before you do your base makeup. So I'm just going to actually at the beginning of this start off with doing my eyebrows, and then I'll get into the eyeshadow look. So I'm just going to go in with my eyebrow pencil, and what I do is I like to just line the bottom of my lash or my eyebrow just to give it the shape that I want it. And one of the things that I do try, because I have a scar under, like in one of my eyebrows, and so the two of my eyebrows are differently shaped, but that's okay. Like, it's not a big deal because I wear a fringe, and even if I didn't, it's like nobody's perfect anyway. So I just try to get them as close as I can. And however that turns up, depending on how well I'm feeling that day in my arm and all that good stuff, um, I sort of accept it as what it is. The next thing I like to do is just go in with a little bit of my gel from Rare Beauty. And I'm just going to brush it through all the hairs just to... This has like been my favorite eyebrow primer because it don't make my eyebrows feel crusty, and it holds the shape that I want it to hold. And yeah, it's just been like the best one I've used as of yet. And I've tried a few from the drugstore and from Sephora, and Rare Beauty really has a beautiful eyebrow gel formula. And then I'm just going to let that just sit for a second. Okay. Just let it sit for a second, and even just push them down a bit just to let it set and dry. Okay. I usually like to start my eyes first when I'm using like Sephora tape to help shape my eyebrow look or my eyeshadow look. I'm just going to go on. This here is the NYX Lift and Snatch pen, and what I'm doing is I'm going to create some hair-like strokes in my eyebrow. And I always start from the bottom and flick up. And something that that works for me is I like to be at a distance when I'm looking. But there's sometimes too that if I'm not well or something, they might not come out as nicely or something like that. And it's just, I'm not probably as focused. I like to try to build up my tail a bit just because I found the tail of my eyebrow is a little bit thin. All right. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go back to my eyebrow pencil, and if I notice anything, I'm just going to try to lightly pencil that back in just so that it's a nice look. Now, another thing you can do at this stage of the game, if you really want a nice snatch look, I would take my multi-use pencil and go right under here and use a brush to line the under, and it really carves out the eyebrows well. But most of the time, I'm just hanging around, not doing anything too fancy, don't have any meetings or anything like that to go to, so this is good. I like to stay hydrated. Good for the kidneys, hey? So guys, the next thing I'm going to do is start on my eyeshadow look. So I'm just going to grab a rougher brush, and this is a nice loose fluffy one. And I'm going to go in with my Barred palette today. I was trying to think of what I could wear, and there's this beautiful sort of blue orange. It's a multi-chrome, shifty multi-chrome in the center, and I thought, ooh, I'd like to try that. So let me see, how am I going to start this off? I think what I'm going to do is start off with this pretty color right here. Stun, I think, is the name of the shadow. And I'm just going to start right here, and I'm going to start to build this up as the transition shade. I sort of wanted to do something a little bit more bright on my eyes where my shirt's a little bit more cooler. I just thought, let's give this a go. So I'm just going to blend this shade out. And that's so easy to do. Like, these are lovely, lovely shadows. So the next thing I'm going to do, I gotta grab another brush here. I'm just going to give them a wipe in between just to make sure I'm not going to contaminate colors from another eyeshadow look. There we go. I'm going to go in with this shade here. And I'm going to start to build it up right here in the corner. We're going to start to build some transition between the first color and this one. And these all blend so nicely. Okay, and then I'm going to take yet a smaller brush, a more detailed smaller brush. Just got to find one. I'm looking for my BK Beauty one, just for funsies. I like to go in between my rougher and my BK Beauty brushes. I'm just going to give this one a wipe. And then I'm going to take this beautiful orange, and I'm going to take that, and I'm going to build it up right here. And create a little bit of depth right here. Now, another way to do your shadows, like if you really want to keep the pigment, what I've sort of learned along the way, is like if I want to keep the depth of this orange, laying this orange first would be the goal, and then doing your lighter colors on top of it, because then you're going to keep the sharpness of this orange. But if you do it like I just did it, that orange will wash out a bit just because you're going with this color on that color, and it's going to lighten this color up a little bit. So just something to think about, however you like to do your shadows. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is take my NYX Glitter Primer. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of this on, just right here. All of the work that's going to go on under the eye, under my lash line, will happen after all of my base products are on, and I'll end up coming back for that. Okay, I just wanted to sort of focus on the eyebrow and eyeshadow look for this video today. Now that I've got that on and it's dried and tacky, I'm now going to go in with this beautiful multi-chrome. And I'll just show you. Oh, it's so beautiful, guys. So here it is. I'm just going to pick up a little bit more. But you can see that shifty sort of, even it's almost like the color of this shirt. And that's a come. I was like, oh, let's see if I can play with this today. I am so used to going under the eye there. That's really pretty. So I'm just going to go back in with my detail brush. I'm going to go back into that nice orange again, and now I'm going to layer it over this and just blend in the shimmer I just got on. I should try to get a little bit more controlled with that, and using a brush would really help with that instead of my finger. And let me see, where is that brush? Right here. Give it a wipe. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to get a pencil brush. I'm going to wipe this off. And I'm going to get my eyeliner brush from Sephora. I really like this little brush, guys. It's good. I bought it during the Sephora savings event, and I use it quite a bit because I don't usually use eyeliners. I'm going to go in with this brown shade down here in the corner. I'm just going to pick it up with the Sephora brush. I'm going to go right against my lash line. Okay, then I'm going to take my pencil brush, grab a little bit of that brown again, and let's create a wing. This is probably one of the easiest ways to do a wing. And this will be finished when I do my base products. There we go. I'm just going to build up that right there again, just a bit more. Nice. Perfect. So, yeah, the next thing I'm going to do is grab my e.l.f. palette. The e.l.f. contour palette has two shades that I absolutely love to work with. And this here, this lighter one, I use for my brow bone and my inner corner powder. And because it's so neutral with my skin, but brightening, for me, it just really goes well with a lot of the looks that I do. But I'm just going to do the brow bone for now. There we go. Really like that. So I'm at this point, guys. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go off screen and get my base products done, and I'll be right back. I'm back, guys, and I got the rest of my makeup done, and I'm just going to complete like the under eye just to show you what I did. So I actually went in with that dark brown, and I took my pencil brush from Sephora, and I just dipped that in, and then I went along my lash line until it met up right here with the wing. I went in with a very tiny detail brush. I had taken this orange here, and I went under the eye right here, like so. And I sort of blended it in with the brown a bit. Once that was done, I taken my multi-use pencil from Cheekbone Beauty, and I just cleaned up my edge right here. And that was all so easy to do, and that's all I did. But using the tape really helps create a beautiful sharp wing. And if you're, sort of getting used to makeup, and guys, I've been doing this for a few years now, And I still find it the easiest way to do a nice clean wing is just using some Sephora tape or makeup tape. And I've even seen people use masking tape, but that's up to you. I've used it in the past myself, so. And then I got myself some Sephora tape. And it's really good to get it when it's the Sephora savings event, because then you can get an additional percentage off if you're a member. Um, Anyway, I gotta say, I really enjoyed the way my makeup turned out today. And if you guys don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. That way, you're notified of any future video uploads. As well, if you enjoyed today's content, give my video a like and leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Um, anyway, guys, I gotta say, I'm feeling good and I'm ready for my day. And I wish all of you guys a good day too. Bye.